Hey everyone, it's Skyee here and welcome to our Monday live stream. Today is April 15th. As always, if you're watching the playback, feel free to skip ahead. We'll spend the first few minutes saying hi to everybody. Also, there will be a live chat replay available on playback, but you won't be able to actually partake in the chat unless you are here at the live. A lot of people get confused by that, so if you're watching back, you can follow along with the chat or leave a comment, and that's about it. I always get people commenting saying, hi, why isn't the chat working? Hi, Beth. Which one did you go with? The volume one that I got, or what was it that you were recommended? I can't remember now. The index. That's right. I've also heard that the bright white is really good, but I went for the volume just because you got way more. Okay. I don't know if yours will be like mine. Let me just pull mine out here. I paid $34 for this, which I was thinking at the time, like, that's kind of pricey, but it's like 250 sheets, and then I get it. I didn't even realize. Look at this. This like takes up the whole camera. And then let me just grab a book here. I literally have like 2 sheets of paper in one. So as long as I cut them in half, which thankfully I have one of those fancy little paper trimmer thingers, I actually have 500 sheets of paper for like $35. So once I realized that, I was like, well, I really hope I like this paper because I'm going to have it for the rest of my life probably. Hi, Robin. That's what I was told. Yeah, I was told that it has quite a bit of tooth, so it's really good for layering. Which for me, I probably should have went for something smoother because, like I always say, I'm a lazy colorist. I really don't like layering, so I would actually rather something smooth because I'm decent at blending, but this will force me to work on my layering, which I probably should do anyways. So I'm happy to announce that my art room is half back to normal. I still have to go through and organize things, but other than that, the walls are painted, I have stuff hanging on them, I've got my shelves back up. Super happy. So hopefully by the end of the week it should be completely back to the new normal. Yes, skin would be really hard on smooth paper. That's the only issue. I wish I could find paper like in Jasmine Beckett Griffith's books. I love the paper in those books. I find that it's not too toothy, but it's not smooth to the point where you can't keep adding layers. Hi, Becky. How are you, sweetheart? It's not bad. I got a Band-Aid on it. Of course, I burnt right near my thumb here. And it's just a tiny little thing, but I touched the very end of the glue gun, like the hottest part of it, of course. And it burnt pretty bad. It was actually peeling my skin, so I ran it under some cold water, and then thankfully we have that polysporin with pain relief in it. It's amazing for burns. Oh, well, there you go. But if you can get a better result on Create Space paper, then the paper you're using before is not very good. Hi, Candy. Happy Monday to you too, hon. So, I'm a little bit more organized, but I still have yet to find everything and put it back in its place. We'll get there, though. But I do still have my colors out, and we'll just finish up these little clouds here. We're still continuing on in Animorphia by Kerby Rosanes. How is everybody's Monday so far? I did not want to get up this morning. Of course, with a 5-year-old though, you don't really have a choice. Hi, Sue. How are you today, sweetheart? What was I gonna... Oh, yeah. Colors. Which ones have we been using? I think I kept them in order, hopefully, yeah. I'm motoring on trying to get my art room done because there's so many things that I want to do. I want to do one for Kate and... Who is it? Is it Kate and Shalene? I know Kate is, but who's the other one doing the Creative Haven color along this month? I cannot remember for the life of me. I want to do one for their color along. I need to start and finish my page for Becky's community color along. There's way more on my list, and now I should have written it all down because I can't remember what all I wanted to do this month, and I feel like I'm running out of time. You don't have Mondays. It's funny. Yeah, 2 Tuesdays sounds good. I don't know, for me every day is a Monday, really. Oh my goodness, Becky. You need to get one. I only have one though. So I'm not really one to talk. I have the Halloween special from last year because after Kate showed it on her channel, I was like, okay, I have to have that. And now I'm just waiting and praying that the Steampunk Darlings issue gets put in my Walmart because I really want that one, but I didn't want to pay $30 for it when I could pay like $15. Hi, Amberly. How are you, sweetheart? Oh, that's okay. Thanks for popping in, hun. So let's just zoom in here. Thank you. And it will literally really shine when I'm done with it, hopefully, because all of these clouds are going to be stickled up in gold. What else do I need here? Probably some water brush pens and a piece of paper to wipe them off on. Hi, Shannon. Good morning to you. Anybody else I missed or anybody lurking? Thanks for being here. Okay, so I'm just going to dive on in here after I organize my pencils. I know that we're using the different ink tints for the clouds, and the oak was the lightest. And then I think willow is next, right? Or is it mustard? No, willow's darker, so then mustard, and then we're alternating between the Sicilian yellow and the golden yellow. She's definitely got some perseverance to count them all. I'd just look and say, yeah, there's like a million leaves on there. So this one was done with the Sicilian yellow. So I think I'm going to base this one with the Sicilian yellow as well. Just because I want this big long one down here to be with the golden yellow. I want it to be super bright, I think. So same thing as before. I'm just putting a light base over top of the whole cloud. I don't think this is a cloud here. It looks like a cupcake. So I'm just going to leave that. Exactly. And then it's like, oh, there wasn't quite 1 million, and then you feel better about it. If you know the exact number, then your anxiety's not going to go down. That's awesome, Beth. I'm so excited for you. I'd have probably gotten to like 50 leaves, and then I would have been like, I'm done with this. Just count them as I color or something, or just not count them at all. I do not have the patience for that. I'm amazed she does. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the oak now, and this is the darkest one, so I'm only going to put this in where I think the shadows will be the darkest. Come in, sweetheart.
That's what's wrong.
Hi, Cajun. Thank you. What?
I had no baby now.
Oh, your wife's having a baby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, yeah. I need to say something to your friend.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, sorry. Camera might shake. Miss Lilo's on the shelf.
That's what I got in the drawing. I got the drawing there in the drawing, and like the little beads on your handle in a right. But now I can put a chair on my John Deere, and I got one door on my John Deere. One door. It on my side.
He's got a little John Deere. It's one of those little ride-along vehicles. And Rain has set it up so he can pull his wagon around on it now, so he can haul a trailer. And Rain's also got one door on it. He's just building doors from scratch, just some wooden pallets and stuff. So he's got one of the doors up now, and Carvin's just so excited because that's one thing that he wanted. So it's a project that they've both been kind of working on. So he's pretty excited for that. And also in regards to his wife having a baby, he's playing the Nintendo, old school Nintendo version of Harvest Moon. Hi, Charlotte. 64 degrees. I wonder what that is here. Let me just check. Oh, that is warm. That's like about 17 degrees here. That's nice. That is like perfect weather. It's not too hot, but not too chilly either. Me too, Becky. I love it. So does he. He gets right into it. We have one of those little Nintendo game players. They originally only had, I think, like 10 or 20 games on them. But we got ours off of eBay, so this guy kind of hacked it and put, like, it's got hundreds of games on there. I think it's like 400 games. So it's got the old school Harvest Moon on it. And then we also have a PS2, and I've got the limited edition Harvest Moon A Wonderful Life. So between those two, he gets a lot of use out of them. They're super fun. I've never tried Animal Crossing, although I have heard really good things about it. Come on in. I switch to the Willow now.
It's a number now.
Numbers? What do you mean? You mean letters. They're talking.
Yeah. I need to name the baby.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Yeah, I already did that reading.
Okay, 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. Let's go name your baby. What do you want to name it?
John.
John. Oh, he's so sweet. He already had it on the name thing, so I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if this baby's a girl or a boy, but it's being named John. So cute. So I'm just going to add the willow kind of in over top of the oak and bring it out. And just anywhere else I think needs to be kind of shadowed. And then I'll switch to the mustard, and this is pretty much going everywhere except the highlights. I'm going to fade it up to the areas I want it to be the lightest. Yep, John is right. He loves that name. For Valentine's Day, like years ago, before we could have cats, and like I'm a major cat person, so being with Rain and not having a cat was like insane. It was just super hard for me, and he knew that, so he got me this little stuffed cat, and in the card it said, "Happy Valentine's Day, here's a cat since you can't have a real one." And after we had Carbon, he just pretty much like picked that cat up, and that was just his baby. He still sleeps with it and everything. The thing is in amazing condition considering he drags it around everywhere, and he's named it John. So he names everything John. Beth, she was fairly easy to follow along with. She does explain quite a bit. I do feel like she's one of those more advanced YouTubers. Even for me, I did have to kind of rewind a few times, and the thing I find with following along is you never know when they're going to do their last layer. So what I do is I just go super, super light. I keep adding super light layers while they do, and then when they're done, I'll take my lightest and just go over the whole thing. And I find it usually turns out similar to what they do. But I definitely do recommend trying out one of her tutorials and seeing if it's going to work for you, because she is incredible. Oh, you're just full of kisses today. You can't eat my pen. Okay. Are you done? I swear this cat would lick my hands for hours. You're so sweet. Good girl. She's looking at me like, hey, I wasn't done yet. Sorry. Well, you would lick my hand for hours if I let you. Not today. Yes, for sure. Let me just grab it. My only complaint with her is that I wish she had more color alongs and tutorials. She's quite the busy woman, so she doesn't do a lot of YouTube. But I do believe that she does have a Patreon and stuff, so I'm not quite sure what she has on it, whether it's just like color combinations or whether she has like more tutorials and stuff on there, but I've never checked it out, so I wouldn't know. Oh my goodness, Becky. I hear you there. That happens with a house full of boys. problem, Shannon. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the golden yellow, and I'm going to base this one here. And the big bottom one, which I think is the last one. What did I do? Where are you going? And then he gets to your chair. Oh no. She needs a drink. I absolutely love the way Kerby draws these clouds. Okay, so there's the golden yellow. And then I'm going to come in with the oak. Again, this is only going to be in the darkest areas. Don't want too much of this. That's okay. Thumbs down still counts too. Thank you. Okay, then in with the willow. It's going to be nice to be done these clouds, but then we've got all these little objects, which I enjoy coloring, but at the same time I'm also not looking forward to. If that even makes sense. There's just so many of them. Thanks, Charlotte. Oh, yes, feed the little sweetheart. That's awesome. Come on in, honey.
Maybe try showing the one shifted.
Okay, just let me finish up with this pencil.
Right. So yay!
What did you need to show me? Okay. And lastly, in with the mustard. Young, I can never sleep. Well, I do sometimes, but I feel like these days it takes me a long time to actually fall asleep, and then staying asleep is also a challenge. Especially last night. I was in my art room pretty much all day yesterday because I'm just like, I'm to the point where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel and I just want to get it done. And I think, I don't even know how many hours I put into it yesterday, but I definitely overdid it. So I was like having trouble just walking and getting myself to bed by the time I cleaned everything up and got the cats in here for the night. And then I just, oh my goodness, I slept horrible. That's a good idea, Charlotte. Anne's got that really soothing voice. She would be nice to watch at nighttime. So as always with activating, well, not always, but if you want to keep your highlights really bright, you always want to start off with your highlights and work into your shadows. And you want to clean your brush off every time you touch your shadows. That's one way to catch up on streams. Probably be dreaming about coloring at that point. There we go. There's our clouds finished, except for the glitter. So now we can move on to all the doodles. Do you think I want to do the doodles first? I'm going to use the Prismas and hopefully, because I'll probably use, I think I'll use Neo colors for the background, so hopefully the wax will keep most of the color from getting on the doodles. So that's why I'm going to do them first, I think. And I'm just going to pick a part of the page to keep in camera, and then I'm just going to go through and color all those doodles, and I'll just kind of go like that, I think. So, I think I'm going to start with this guy, and I want him to be blue, so I'm just going to grab just random colors. I'm not going to give the doodles too much thought. So I'm just going to start off with indigo blue. Just going to come in and add a shadow to them. Actually, coloring over all these little bubbles. I'm going to come back in with watered down white acrylic paint to make all those bubbles stand out, and then I'll just outline them, I think, and hopefully that'll be enough to kind of bring them back. Hi Lou, how are you, sweetie? I think I'll make this guy blue too. Just throw in a little bit of shadows on him. And then maybe the glass part of these diving goggles, and why not the top part of this ball looking thing. I'm going to keep that pencil out. I'm going to grab the I'm going to grab for the light green, I think. I'm going to go in over top of this to make it kind of like a greeny blue. And let's see, I'm going to color in this guy. Not really burnishing, but just getting the color in there. I'll come back in with a different color to add some shadows to him. I'm pretty good. Can't really complain anyways. I could, but I'm not going to. Okay, and let's add a little bit of green to this guy too. Pretty much going to go over everything on the bottom. On the top though, I'm fading it out. I want a little bit of a white highlight at the top. Okay, next is, let's grab the powder blue. I'm going to color in this guy with it. I don't know if anybody who follows along is actually going to follow along with the doodles. You definitely don't have to. You could do the doodles however you wanted. Another idea I kind of played around with in my head was doing all the doodles in grays. Just kind of having it like grayscale. But I don't know. Just kind of opted for having them colored. Okay, I'm going to grab the white. I'm going to come in on the top of this guy and just burnish that. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the marine green. I think that's what I'm going to use to add some shadows to this dude. I'm really not even looking at the colors specifically. I'm just grabbing what I think is going to work and just throwing it on there. I don't want to throw in too many colors. I want to stick mostly to the blues and greens. But I would like just a few other colors in there as well. So I'm going to make this guy orange, I think. So I'm going to grab the Scarlet Lake and the orange. I'm going to use the Scarlet Lake for the shadows. And then just throw the orange in over top of that. If anybody is following along with the doodles as well, feel free to slow me down on the playback because I am going quite quickly, otherwise it's going to take forever. Okay, let's throw in some yellow here too. I'm going to grab the lemon yellow, I think. I'm going to use the orange for the shadows on this guy. And yellow doesn't want to stay put. And then I think I'm also going to throw in a little bit of orange on the bottom part of this ball. And then we'll come in with the lemon yellow. Hi Shara, how are you, hun? Thanks for joining. Just going to switch back to the indigo blue here for a second and come around. This guy's, what is it? It's not his fin, is it? Is that what it's called? My mind is drawing a blank at the moment. Maybe that is a fin. Whatever it is, I'm going around it and adding a darker shadow. And this bit, I think I am going to do in grays. So I'm just going to grab 2 grays. I'm going to grab 70% warm gray and 20% warm gray. So I'm going to go in with 70% first. I'm going to pop in some shadows here. Just like that, and then I'll come in with the 20% and pretty much do everything else. There's those doodles. I'm also going to grab, thanks Shara. If I can find them, where did it, okay, there. I'm also going to grab a pigment liner. You can use a fine liner or anything that doesn't bleed through. I don't know which one works here. Okay, I'm going to grab a 0.1 fine liner. And I'm going to give these little guys some eyeballs because they're just kind of creepy. They look way more friendly with eyeballs. And there we go. That is so true. I agree with that. They do. They're very similar. I feel like Dr. Seuss would have a heyday making up rhymes about these guys, and just the names that he would call them, it would be epic. Okay, I'm going to grab the indigo blue here. This is actually going to be green, but I'm going to do the shadow blue. There's Lilo. Lisa's really congested. She's like sleeping with her head upside down and then she squeaks. Okay, and then I'll grab the marine green. I'm going to leave the slightest white line for a highlight here. We'll use the light green to highlight it. With the light green, we'll go over top. Okay, and then this guy looks like an explosion, so I'm going to go in with the orange and the yellow, I think. It's going to be mostly yellow, but I'll add in little bits of orange. Just to kind of add to that spiky look, and then I'll come in with the lemon yellow. And just color him in, and then again with the fine liner, we'll give him some eyes. That is like a half page of doodles. a quarter of the double spread of doodles. Oh, too far. Hold on here. Let's start on this side. So again, I'm going to start off with the indigo blue. I think the snail will be green, but again, I'm going to use some blue shadows for him. And see, I want these fish to be blue and yellow. I think they look kind of interesting like that. So what did you guys do over the weekend? Anything exciting? We had a barbecue over at the mother-in-law's house. And Rain and I worked on Carbon's doors for his little John Deere truck. Oh, and Carbon got his tooth knocked out on Thursday. Or was it? No, it was Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday. So Rain was pretty upset over that. Hi, Joey. How are you? That is true. I never even noticed that. That's right. The ones on the bottom do. That's strange. He's okay. Yeah, he was... I guess he barely even cried, and when he did cry, it was because he was scared that Daddy was going to be mad at him. Which, of course, Rain wasn't. He was very upset, though, that's for sure. Yeah, him and his older cousin were wrestling on the trampoline, and I guess Carbon was telling him to stop, and he wouldn't listen, so Carbon went to climb off of the trampoline, and his cousin thought he was fooling around because I guess he was going up and down the whole time and went to grab for him and accidentally ended up pushing his face into the metal part of it. And I don't think he could have broken his tooth off more perfectly. And Rain didn't appreciate it at the time, but I tried to diffuse the situation by saying, well, at least it was the tooth with the cavity on it. But his grin is definitely 10 times goofier now. So at this point, I'm just shadowing everything in blue. I think I want to throw some pink in here as well. Gotta have some pink in the doodles since we have some pink in our swordfish. Okay. I think that's good for the blue. I'm gonna grab a different color of green too, though. I want something kind of not so kind of muted. So I'm gonna grab the peacock green and then see if I can hunt down my pencil sharpener here. So I'm coming with the peacock green on the snail first, I think. I'm going to switch to the light green for his shell. And then I think for his body, I'm going to bring in the spring green. Yeah, Charlotte, I'll admit that I thought Joey was male too for the longest time when I first seen her in chats. But I wasn't 100% sure because, you know, I thought the same thing for Kenny and Dusty at first too. I thought they might be guys. But then I just kind of waited till someone, I don't know, till something was said to let me know whether they were or not. But it's because it's usually ladies around here, right? So. Oh goodness, Shara. Let's see what happens if I just put the spring green. Yeah, I like that. I'm just gonna put the spring green over top of these little bits. Oh, that is probably part of this jellyfish. That probably shouldn't have been green as well. Okay, so now I want to bring in some non-photo blue, or actually, no, I want to bring in some light aqua. So I'm going to bring this up and just kind of fade it out. Even though these two are pretty much the same kinds of fish, I'm going to do them a little bit differently. For this one, I'm going to come in with the powder blue and just color in the top there. And I'm just going to switch back to the indigo blue here. And the light aqua. Just color that spot in. And then here, I'm going to switch to, let's see, I think the lemon yellow is a little bit too bright for what I'm going for. So I'm going to grab the deco yellow. Make sure it's cleaned off because it's quite a light color. I'm going to put this in at the top of this guy and just carefully blend it down. I don't want it to turn too green. Then I want kind of a gold color, so I'm going to grab the Spanish orange. Or is it Spanish yellow? No, Spanish orange. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to use this to add a little bit of extra interest to these yellow bits. Yeah, there you go, Joey. Okay, gonna come in with the Scarlet Lake on this playing card. And to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what is supposed to be what color, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it and just put a random little bits of red on this card. I'm gonna add a little bit of the 20% warm gray. Fade it out. And then other than that, I'm going to very carefully take my white and just kind of go over, trying not to blend out that red too much. There. I'm glad your boys have their bread, Becky. Welcome back. So that's like our house over milk. If we're out of bread, we can make do. But if we're out of milk, oh my goodness, it is like the end of the world. Okay. And a little bit of purple and a little bit of pink. So I think I'm gonna grab the Dahlia purple and the hot pink. Oh. Yeah, they're almost worse than the younger ones, aren't they? Okay, I'm gonna come in with the Dahlia purple first. I'm just gonna come in over top of the blue and kind of bring this color out a little bit. Come in, baby.
Where was that thing like one table probably was here one long time. Like and when that where was that thing like Titi and Broby were praying before when he was here from a long time.
I don't know, honey. There's so many games on that thing. I'm not sure.
We're
just gonna have to look.
It was that one we had the bee to be bad idea. And I break the building, then I climb on the building.
Was it a monkey?
Well, yeah, bad monkey, like shoot one.
It was Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey Kong.
Give me just 1 minute and I'll come try and find it for you, okay?
Yeah, that. Oh, it was not that big one. That one had a Mario in it.
It had Mario in it.
Yeah. Well, no. It was the. Now we had a monkey. It like be bad Robin. Like shoot one.
You
That's
might
what-
have to wait till Daddy comes in and asks him, honey, because he
It-
knows more about the games than I do.
But the Robin like time climb on the building and I break the building.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Wait for Daddy, okay? Find a game to play. When Daddy comes in, ask him. He might know.
Why did Daddy don't tell me?
I don't know. Is the truck back? Is Daddy back or is he still out?
She back.
Okay, well, probably not too long then. Sorry guys, didn't see the chat before he ran off. I'm sure he says hi to all of you though. Hi Gary. Wow, thank you for being here. I'm just going to come in with the hot pink now. Pretty much color over top of all of these little bits. Definitely got a thing for jellyfish too, so I'm definitely going to make this one stand out quite a bit with some Posca later on once we have the background in. Let's see here, only a few more doodles on this page. Let's make this little guy orange and yellow. Just going to grab the orange. Go over a few of these lines. And then I'm going to grab the lemon yellow, that's the brighter one. And just color in over top of him. Good point, Becky. Okay. So I'm going to grab the light aqua, the light green, and the hot pink for this lollipop, I think. Because those are some pretty colors right there together. And as you can see, they're some of my most used because they are pretty small. Oh, goodness. And then I think I'm going to use the 20% warm gray for the lollipop stick. Let's play around with this apple. I'm going to try some blue shading underneath the red for this apple and see how that looks. So indigo blue, and then over top with the Scarlet Lake. It might work with a different color blue, but I'm not sure how much I actually like that. And then I'm just going to do spring green for the leaf, and then the 70% warm gray for the stem. I think chat goes by so fast when Shalene does her Mad Libs and stuff that I don't think she sees a lot of the comments. And if she does, then I don't know how, because when I'm there, I can hardly keep up with the chat. Okay. I want this little piece to be pink just because none of the other doodles up here are. I added the pink in after. So I'm just going to grab the Dahlia purple for the shadows. And then just go over everything else with the hot pink. Except for maybe this middle part. I'll do that a different color. Let's do that with the powder blue, I think. Not even sure what that is. It's like a bag of goodies or something. Oh, really, Charlotte? That was last night, right? I seen that she was live. I was gonna join, but oh my goodness, I just had so much that I needed to get done. I'm gonna be so happy when the art room is just done and I don't gotta worry about it anymore. I blame my phone for all my typos. I could spell like somebody's name right and it will autocorrect it, but then I'll spell just like a normal word wrong and it just leaves it and it makes no sense. Sunday nights. That should work for me once things calm down. I'm usually not busy on Sundays, so that will be awesome. See, I think this box, I'm just going to go in with the grays. So 70% warm for the shadows. And then 20% warm for the rest of it. Yeah, exactly, Becky. Those tech fairies are, they're pretty bad. Mine make my keyboard stop working completely on my laptop. Literally, like the top row of buttons, there's like 6 buttons that just don't work randomly. But like, I don't know, I'll be on Facebook and they'll work fine, and then I'll go onto YouTube and they won't work. Or then I'll just be like typing like an email out and they'll work off and on. They're picky where I am. They're like, I don't want you on this site, so I'm not gonna work right now. Thankfully, my laptop though is one of those cheap little spin ones, so it's like a laptop and a tablet in one. So when the keyboard's acting up, I just flip it over and use the tap keyboard on it. Because otherwise, I'd have to plug in an actual keyboard, which is kind of pointless in having a laptop with a keyboard built in. Okay, awesome, Charlotte. Thanks for letting me know. I'm so behind on pretty much everybody's streams and news and updates and just what's going on. I'm just in my own bubble lately. Okay, let's make this little guy green. I'm going to use the peacock green for shadows. Yeah, it is pretty convenient. It was actually my mom's. She bought it, and then she actually locked herself out of it. She put a password on it and then forgot the password, so she's like, if you get into this thing, you can have it. So first thing I did was went and looked at Google. I'm using spring green. So I went and looked at Google for how to factory reset it, and then did all that, and she looks at me, she's like, well, aren't you just smart? Which is funny, she never learns. Any problem she has, I go to Google first thing and I see if I can figure it out. And I've done that for her lots, but she never thinks to do it herself. Oh, that's awesome, Shara. I don't know if I'll make it for that one, actually. Depending on what time. I've got supper out at my mom's. But I'll try and sneak on and say hi if she is streaming while I'm there. Okay, I'm thinking blue ball, orange starfish, and I'm not sure about the cupcake. Where did all my blues go? Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even catch up on yours if I wanted to, Becky. You have your schedule and then you just like randomly pop on all the time, and I'm like either busy or I'm not and can make it, and they pile up so fast. It would literally take me like a week to watch all of the ones of yours that I have missed. Shara says pink cupcake. I think we will. Aw, Sue, I hope your pain goes away, hun. Or at least lessens. I know for a lot of us it never fully goes away. Totally missed that. Yeah, well, I'm still gonna do it blue though. Starting with the indigo. Can I make it blue and pink? Or is that worse? Let's go indigo and light green. And then I'm just going to take the indigo and I'm going to follow along these lines that Kerby has drawn in here. And I'm going to go fairly heavy. So then when I grab my powder blue, kind of streak it through here, it'll kind of smudge that pencil out and make those lines look thicker. Okay, and then I want a little bit of a red I'm going to grab the Scarlet Lake, and I'm going to use that for a little bit of the shadow on the starfish. I want them to be more orange than red, but I don't really have anything red down here except for the apple, so just throw in a little bit here to keep our balance. And then I'm going to go in over top of some of that with the orange. And then Deco Yellow, I think. I'll go over top of the whole thing. Oh, wow, I definitely did not catch that, and I'm the one who said it, so... Actually, I think that's usually how it goes. When you're the one that says something like that, you're usually the last one to catch on. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the 70% warm gray on the bottom of the cupcake. I'm going to make the top pink. And then I'll do the very bottom with the 20% warm gray. Dahlia purple for a little bit of shadow. And then hot pink to finish it. And there is one side of the doodles done. So it's actually not looking too bad. I quite like that. Oops. So now I'll switch to this side. I did get them all right. Hold on, let me just check one more time, make sure. I think I did. Hi, Susie. How are you, hon? This is where it gets irritating because I've got the binding right here, but we will work through it. Now you guys got my mind going all bad, and what does that look like? I think he needs to be like a bluey green color though. Or, actually, let's come in. I'll make him kind of the same color as this fish. He's going to come in with the indigo blue. I'm going to leave, kind of fade this out a little bit on the bottom. I'm going to leave a little bit of a highlight, I think. Fade it up slightly. And then I'm going to switch to the light aqua. I'm going to add too much to the tail here. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a highlight at the top for the yellow. Color in the bottom completely though, I think. Maybe not his teeth here. I'll leave his teeth. A little bit of white on them for the yellow as well, I think. Yeah, I agree, Becky. Hi, Melissa. How are you? You are another another one I need to add onto my list to catch up on. I'm missing so many videos lately. Okay, and in with the deco yellow. These guys here, every time I see fish like this, I always want to do them in blue and yellow. I'm not sure why, but I think I'm going to do them, let's do them like pink and green. I think that'd look cool. I'm going to start with the indigo blue though for the highlights, because I want a really deep purple, or highlights, shadows. I want a deep purple shadow. And then I'm going to come in with the dahlia purple. I'm going to save this little fin here and then kind of around the gills, just so they don't blend in with the body too much. Actually, now I'm thinking purple and yellow. I come in with the pink, finish up the body, and then I think for the fins and these little decorative bits here, I'll do those yellow and orange, I think. This pencil needs to be sharpened. A little bit of orange. And then I don't want it super bright, so I'm going to opt for the deco yellow again. Hi Chris, welcome. Okay, bye Luhan. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you as always for stopping in. Okay, let's see here. Clock face. I'm just going to put in a couple of blue lines here, the indigo blue. And I'm going to go around the face of it, a little bit more so on the bottom where it's kind of shadowed. And then I'm going to come and color that in with the powder blue. Let's do dahlia purple on either side, fading it out. And then the hot pink. this guy, let's do like a reddy orange. So I'm going to do the shadows in with the Scarlet Lake. Hopefully I'm not giving you guys whiplash with all this pencil switching. There is a lot to color. And then in with the orange. I haven't tried to upload anything today. I was going to. Maybe I'll have to do that tomorrow. While I have the orange in my hand, I'm gonna make this spiky guy orange and bright yellow, so I'm gonna grab the lemon yellow. Gonna grab the 20% warm gray for this paper plane here. I'm gonna grab the darker gray, which is the 70%, just for that little bit there. I'm not sure what that was. Actually thinking about it, it was probably tape, but. And then I'm gonna come in over top of the whole thing with the white. I think I want to keep these sides matching, so I think we just did the indigo blue and the spring green for these little underwater seaweed bits thingies here. Honestly guys, my brain is just not working today. I blame that on lack of sleep. What are you swatching, Joey? I think these bits are seaweed. I'm going to come in and shadow those with the indigo blue as well, but they'll be darker. Geez, 2-hour stream, and I think we might just get these doodles done. So then Wednesday will probably be our last stream for this. We'll probably only have the background and then just details to put in, which is at least the funnest part. I'm excited. I'm nervous for the background, but I'm also really excited for it. Oh, excuse me guys, sorry. I swear I always sneeze on stream lately. I think the last 3 streams I've had like just one random sneeze. Thank you. Oh, I see. I gotcha. Okay, I misunderstood there. Okay, so there is the shadow. So now I'm just going to come in with the spring green. There, Actually, no, I did these pretty blocky. I'm not sure why. I want to fade this blue out to create kind of a third color in there. I don't know why I didn't. There we go, that's better. Then it doesn't look quite so boring. Oh no, Charlotte. I'm sorry to hear that, hon. I hope your week starts getting better. Yes, hopefully they do. I know we were all pretty mad when my mother-in-law went in for her shoulder surgery because it's like an hour and a half drive to the city that they do it in. And Rain and I were planning on bringing Carbon with because he had to drive her back, of course. She couldn't drive, so he had to drive her there and back. So we were all planning to go, and then we could spend the day in the city together while she was getting her surgery done and stuff, because we knew it would be a while. So they called her and told her that they wouldn't need her there till like 9 o'clock in the morning, which would have worked pretty awesome. And then literally an hour after, they call and say that they needed her to be there at like 5 in the morning. It was like 5 or 6 in the morning, I can't remember, some ridiculous time. And she was so mad. She's like, I'm out of town. Are you kidding me? So poor Rain had to get up super early to take her. And then was stuck there by himself all day. Just gonna add a little bit more shading to these ones as well. Just gonna fade out that color, and then I want to grab the marine green. Pop that in over top of the blue, and coming out from the blue, I'm going to try to save just a slight highlight for a lighter color. And then I think I'm in with the light green. This pipe here, I'm not going to bother pulling out browns for. I'm just going to use the warm grays. So I'm going to start with the 70%. Pop that in there. And then the 20% warm gray. I'm not sure what this thing is. Can't really see it. I think maybe it's a plant that's kind of curling over this way. Just gonna grab the marine green and the spring green and just color that in as a plant because I don't know what else it would be. This little guy, do him blue. If I keep losing. I swear, the barrel on this one, Dee Dee always, I'm pretty sure it's this one she always talks about and how it looks black. I look past it every time. Like, where is that blue? And actually, let's go with the light aqua for this guy. And then I'm going to grab that pigment liner again, and I'm going to add some eyes to these guys that are missing eyeballs. Make them more friendly. What color do you guys think for the fish? I'm kind of thinking generic goldfish, but should we do something different or no? Could make him kind of match the little squiggly guy up there with blues and yellows. Sounds good, Joey. Enjoy your work, hon. Let's do both then. We can do his fins and his tail one color, and then his body the other color. I'm just trying to figure out which way I want to do that though. I'm thinking let's do a goldfish body with blue and yellow fins. So first thing, I'm going to grab the orange. Hi Caroline, how are you? I'm going to grab the orange and I'm just going to start putting in some shadows here. I feel like the way his mouth is, there should be like a little fish or something in front of him trying to swim away. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with the Spanish orange. I'm going to go fairly light with this. I don't want too much of it, but I do want to kind of lightly place it over a lot because it does have that gold kind of tone that goldfish do have. I think this fin here, I'm just going to color that in the same as his body. And then I'm going to switch to the Deco Yellow and just go over all of that. Kind of fading it out towards the fin, or his tail fin. Is it? I never get notifications. Hold on, I gotta go re-ring Melissa's bell here for a minute. Off and then on. There we go. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Caroline. I hope you feel better soon. I was thinking that, Charlotte. Maybe he's after this little puffball right here. Actually, I'm going to draw something in. I just had a cute idea here. Just see if I can find one of the things that I'm looking for. I know he has it in some of these guys. Let's see, yeah, this little fairy guy. I'm going to draw one of them in here. I'm going to try to. Try and keep it as close to Kerby's style as possible, but it might be tricky. You guys probably won't be able to see them until I go over them with the pigment liner. Let me just see how their wings are. Okay. Fix that head that's looking a little creepy now. Trying to get it as similar to Kerby's style as possible. Heads are kind of more rounded. Kind of like that. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Actually, let's. There we go. Kind of a poor excuse for a fairy, but it works. So I gotta wait for that to dry completely before I erase my pencil underneath. So just continue on with this guy here. I'm gonna come in with the indigo blue. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. Thanks for the idea. Next, coming in with this is the light aqua. And I'm not going to bring this out all the way to the edges. I'm going to fade it out because I do want to put a little bit of that yellow in there. this in a little bit towards his body, just so it looks like his tail and his body are like two separate pieces. Thanks, Gary. Oh, I got one of those like weird voice bubbles in my throat. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Well, even doing it this way with a little fairy fishing could be mean, but it's still kind of cute. I like these kind of like just sitting up on the cloud. Fishing is pretty cute. There we go. That is one handsome fish. I think we'll have just enough time to finish these doodles. That would work perfectly. Just make sure I get all these guys in frame here. I love this bunny. This bunny's going pink. Let's do some indigo blue for shadow. What? I haven't asked this yet. What are you guys working on? I always like to know. Especially since streaming is the only coloring I've done lately. Oh, thank you, Gary. Okay, and then I'm going to come over with the Dahlia purple. Why can't you, Charlotte? That sounds nice, Melissa. That's the one that has a whole lot of grapes, isn't it? Just coming in with the hot pink now. I don't have the book, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the page that you're talking about. Yeah. Wow, you are a trooper. Are you sick of grapes yet? Okay, this guy looks like a little fireball, so I'm going to do him with reds and oranges. A little bit of yellow. So there's the Scarlet Lake. I'm going to switch to the orange here. And then the lemon yellow. Not sure what this little bit is here. I think that might actually be part of the cloud, so I'll do that last. Oh, hi Unicorn. I love that page. That's one of my favorites from the Maui Mermaids. That's another book I gotta get back into. Aw, that sucks, Charlotte. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, I think his little oxygen mask, I'm gonna color green. So I'm gonna go in with peacock green for the shadows. And then the spring green for the highlights. Maybe green was not a good color. Now it just looks like he's got a worm coming out of his mouth. Uh-oh. Oh well. Let's see here. What about these little guys? I think I'm going to stick to orangey yellow on this guy with like blue fins maybe, or blue wings I suppose. So I'm just going to come in with the orange and then the Spanish orange. And deco yellow. I'm going to lightly go over his wings with the deco yellow. And then come in with the indigo blue. And the light aqua. Just kind of throwing in some little stripes there, and I'm just going to leave it just like that. Hi, David. Fly safe. Thank you. Yes, we all miss you. It's been a while since I've seen you. Hope everything is going good. Okay. I think this last little guy up here I'll do blue as well. I'm doing like a really light blue. So I'm just going to come in with the indigo blue for shadow. And then I'm just going to color the rest of him in with the powder blue. Yeah, I figured so. Glad that you're safe. I'd be terrified. I've never been on a plane, and I don't think I ever plan on going on one. Okay, let's add in some eyes. And then I'm going to come over to my fairy guy again, and I'm going to see if he is ready to erase. I will be back in 2 seconds. I just got to grab my electric eraser. Okay, honey. Yeah, it's probably safer than driving, that's for sure. Okay, hopefully, let's try it on the little fishing line here to see. Okay, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the 70% warm gray on his little fishing rod here, and a little bit on his hook, just to create a shadow. And then I'm going to come in with 20% warm gray, go over top of that, a little bit of indigo blue on his wings, with powdered blue over top. And then for him, yeah, let's make him kind of match the fish. Let's make him orange. Well, yellowy orange. So I'm going to grab the orange for the shadows. And then I think the Spanish orange for the rest of him. And I think I'm actually going to grab another fine liner. I'm going to grab a 0.5 one. I'm going to very, very carefully make the line work around him a little bit thicker. And my reasoning for that is because of the background. I don't want him to look out of place. There. So now he kind of matches Kerby's line work a little bit. Let's just add a little bit of shading to his bottom here. Just using some lines and the pigment liner. I feel like I'd be the same, Charlotte. Way to go, Melissa. Yeah, unicorn. I drew in the fish guy. I just felt like there needed to be a reason for this fish here to have his mouth open like that. So I was thinking, initially I was thinking of like a little fish going in front of him and he was about to eat the fish, but then I was like, a fairy fishing from the cloud would be pretty cute too, so. Nothing too fancy, but it definitely works. And then just to finish up this stream and our doodles, I missed one little bit of cloud here, so just gonna grab my colors for that, and this was with the golden yellow. So I'm gonna grab my golden yellow and just kind of base that. I'm going to skip the oak because this is such a small little cloud bit here. I'm going to grab for the willow. A little bit of that in, and then just a little bit of mustard, and then I'll activate it, and I think we're done for today after that. So just quickly activate that. And then I'll zoom out here so we can get that is true. I never really thought of that. Let's see if I can pencil in a little worm here. And let's see. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to open up my pink Posca here and color in the worm that way so I can go over that hook a little bit. I haven't used this one yet though, so I gotta get it going. Okay. There we go. Now there's a little tiny worm on there, and I'm just going to outline him with the the pigment liners once he's dry. Thank you. So that is it for all the doodles. So on Wednesday we should be able to just dive on into the background and basically just all the little details and highlights. There's quite a bit still that I want to do to this page, so it'll probably take up the full stream, but it'll be nice because we can just relax and not rush. So excited for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed as always. Thank you. I'm nervous for the background, but I think it's going to turn out good. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. We'll do Neo colors for the background, so should work. So I'm going to go hang out with my boys and warm up my tea because it is now cold. I never drink it before it gets warm. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for being here, and I will hopefully see you later at Nick and Tina's stream if they're streaming today. Hopefully they are. I've missed those guys. Hopefully they're feeling better. So I'll either see you on the streams or on Wednesday.